Coming up this afternoon on ABC Sport, from Adelaide, the Under-21s Netball Nationals final between South Australia and New South Wales. Then from Perth, reigning champions, the Adelaide 36ers, take on the Wildcats in round 1 of the NBL. South Australia and Victoria will fight it out for the title in the Opens final at the Netball Nationals. And then to round off the day, Perth and Dandenong take to the court to kick off the WNBL season. What a great lineup of sport we've got coming your way this afternoon on the ABC. Hello and welcome to the program. I'm Simone Thurtell, coming to you from Etsa Park in Adelaide, the home of this year's Netball Nationals. South Australia and New South Wales will be the two teams battling it out in the Under-21s final this afternoon. Let's take a look at how the two teams got into the last round. In semi-final 1, South Australia had an easy win over Western Australia. Final score there 70-22. Then in semi-final 2, New South Wales battled it out against Victoria. They were eventual 4-goal victors. Final score 51-47. I'm looking forward to an intense battle out on court this afternoon, and joining me in commentary will be former Australian representative Monica Lamb. Monica, we're going to see some real stars out there on court this afternoon, aren't we?
Certainly, Simone. The talented youth of Australian netball takes centre stage, and we've got South Australia title holders that have got a lot of experience. Marg Angover's at the hurl, Thunderbirds coach from season 98. We've got Kelly Venice in at centre. She's had a great week of netball, as too Sam Andrews, roaming the wing. You've also got Anna Colbeck, captain, goal shooter for South Australia. She's been shooting remarkably well. For New South Wales, they've had a good run into this final season. They've had lots of talent in Natalie Sloan. She's been putting him in, putting him up, and she'll be their troubleshooter for New South Wales.
Before we go to the final, let's take a look at how the teams match up. For South Australia, Roberts and Colbeck will come up against Stevens and Gerard. McKinnon, Venice and Andrews make up the South Australian midcourt. Gilsenan, McCaffrey and Thornley for New South Wales. Poynton and One-Up in South Australia's goal. In defence, Adamson and Sloan, the shooters for New South Wales. Marg Angove, the coach for South Australia. Maria Lynch for New South Wales. We're ready to get underway here. The centre pass to be taken by New South Wales. Katrina McCaffrey, she gets the final underway in the Under-21s championship here at Etsa Park. New South Wales, it's fair to say, Monica, had the tougher run through to the finals. South Australia favourites here are umpires this afternoon, Michelle Fippard and Stacey Connell.
Tough run for New South Wales up against Victoria yesterday, and really they only played 30 minutes of netball as such. They won 2 quarters. Victoria came back at them. South Australia, the easier run. They won all of their games, and convincingly, margins out by 29 goals was the closest game for South Australia.
Jackie Roberts gets her first on the board for South Australia. New South Wales now on the attack. Adamson, long-range goal, and she's accurate early. Kelly Adamson. New South Wales 2, South Australia 1. Roberts. Contact called on Venice, on McCaffrey. Colbeck, the South Australian captain, with her first on the board, levels it up at 2-all.
So both South Australian shooters have had a shot at the post and have scored. New South Wales in attack, and that was done well by Sloan.
Sloan with the shot. We haven't missed one so far in the final series. For the 21s, as we see that one go over the sideline, it'll be a New South Wales ball. Amy Stevens with it. Gerard. The contact was on Gilsenan. So a turnover to South Australia, but great intercept there from Stevens. Good anticipation early in the match.
Height difference there between Roberts and Stevens in the South Australian goal circle, and Sloan, as we've mentioned in the intro, has been doing very well for New South Wales with the Sydney Sandpipers. Has had a lot of experience in season 98 National League, and there she goes again.
Natalie Sloan is the captain for New South Wales, and she's leading by example at the moment. New South Wales have skipped out to a 3-goal lead. It's 5 plays 2. Contact on the wing attack. Colbeck will just get the ball into Andrews. So now South Australia. McKinnon looking for an option. Good defence from New South Wales, but it was contact from Gilsenan. McKinnon looks for a shooter, finds Roberts. And great shooting from all 4 shooters here so far in this final. A couple of supporters in here, not a bad crowd. They're starting to filter in. Of course, South Australia in both finals here this afternoon. And both teams, it's fair to say, are hot favourites for their matches. Natalie Sloan all net, 5 from 5 from Natalie Sloan. Keeps New South Wales at a 3-goal advantage.
South Australia current title holders winning the Nationals in '97. New South Wales finished in 3rd position, but they've improved on that placing here today by making this grand final.
Some good work from Amy Stevens for New South Wales, but then some great work also from South Australia. Colbeck with the shot, Anna Colbeck, 2 from 2. Brings that difference back to 2. New South Wales 6, South Australia 4.
I wonder, Simone, with the run that South Australia's had, the preparation, the intensity and the toughness hasn't been there for them during the week. I was speaking to Kristen Heinrich, who's on the bench for South Australia today, and she said that they've had easy games. Replay coming in, New South Wales setting it up there. Adamson, Sloan takes it nicely, and once again, great shot from Natalie Sloan.
Contact's been called on Anna Colbeck, so it's a turnover to New South Wales. Gilsenan onto Gerard, onto McCaffrey, Adamson, Thornley into Sloan. Good work from New South Wales down the court. That's her first miss for the match, Natalie Sloan. She had a run of 6 up until that one. But the throw-in remains with New South Wales, so Sloan now finds her centre and works well with her. Bit of a fumble. She lines the shot up and is successful with that one. So plenty of goals being scored here. New South Wales 8, South Australia 4.
New South Wales forward line working well. Thornley placing it to Sloan and Adamson, who are combining well here in this first quarter. 4 plays 9.
The difference 5 now. South Australia with a chance to peg one back. Throw in for Venice as we see Marg Angove there on the bench.
A very worried Marg Angove at the moment.
9 plays 5, probably not the start that she'd expect from her team, considering that they have beaten some of their opponents 72-29, 76-36, 80-28. Their semi-final was 70-22. They've really had it all their own way, South Australia. 10 minutes remaining in this first quarter. 9 plays 5. That one off target, but good rebounding from Sloan. And the second one drops in. 8 from 10 for Natalie Sloan. Plenty of support from the bench for the New South Wales team. Venice pauses.
Did well to balance there, Kelly Venice on the perimeter of the goal circle. Long shot, Colbeck.
Anna Colbeck 4 from 4. New South Wales 10, South Australia 6. And it's a Blues centre pass. Thornley. Intercepted by, was going to be intercepted there by South Australia, but it's gone to New South Wales.
Venice realised that she was about to grab on, fumbled. If she regained possession, it would have been replay ball, and she was hoping for Andrews to come through and take it.
Andrews now with the long, high ball. And that one's gone astray and into Blues' hands, so Gilsenan now. Oh, just pulled it in there, McCaffrey. High ball into Sloan. They've used a few of those so far this afternoon in this match. Another high ball into the not-so-tall Kelly Adamson, but she did well. Kelly Adamson gets the goal for New South Wales. She's 170 centimetres, as opposed to the other 3 in the circle with her who are under. Sloan is 183 centimetres, and Poynton and Wannop 180 centimetres, 183 centimetres respectively, so quite a tall circle. South Australia on the attack. Anna Colbeck lines it up, drops in for the South Australian captain. She's at 100% so far, 5 from 5. Jackie Roberts, 2 from 3 at 66%. So all shooters out on court, having a great start to this match.
It's a fairly intense start too, Simone. It's a lot of ball movement, forward line working well. Adamson just pops that one out for New South Wales, so you can feel the nervousness there and the pressure. There's a racy pass, both ends of the court going into the shooters.
Colbeck lines it up. It's all net for Anna Colbeck. She encourages her teammates. They've run that lead back to 3. 11 plays 8. South Australia with the centre pass, so the chance to bring that lead back again. McKinnon onto Poynton. Long high ball. Contact was on Colbeck. Amy Stevens, quite a tall player there in circle. for New South Wales. She had the height advantage on that instance. Gilsenan.
Contact penalty.
Gilsenan again. Both will stand aside. Gilsenan for a third time. On to McCaffrey. Adamson now from quite a fair way out. In and out for Adamson.
It's almost a replay of the previous goal there from Adamson. Mentioned earlier her height. Perhaps disadvantage in the goal circle, but she is getting a lot of the ball, and at the moment just needs to put it through for New South Wales.
Roberts onto McKinnon. Into Roberts. Off target for Roberts. And contact on Jackie Roberts. So again, New South Wales come away with it.
There's defenders there. Gerard goes up, does well, flings it back in, but there was a contact on the South Australian shooter.
Sloan does well to drag that one in. Heavy pressure there from Penny Wannop. As we see Natalie Sloan 9 from 11 at 81%. Kelly Adamson 3 from 5 at 60%. So everybody working their way into this match. Just over 6 minutes remaining in the first quarter. 12 plays 8.
Sorry, Simon, I was going to say, you can see the formula working there. Natalie Sloan, that's had National League experience, is getting a lot of the play, as to Anna Colbeck, that plays for the Ravens, is also the troubleshooter there. New South Wales, McCaffrey, just off balances, gets it in, and contact called.
Adamson with a solid goal there. She's now got 4 from 6. New South Wales back to 5, the lead. 13 plays 8. And a turnover. Thornley there, getting in the way. So Gilsenan. Over to McCaffrey. Adamson, Thornley. Hard ball there into Sloan, but great anticipation.
Came off Poynton. She had her hand up, but still with New South Wales.
New South.
Off South Australian hands last. So Natalie Sloan with possession. McCaffrey just bats it back to Sloan. Long way out. Beautiful arc. It's all net there from Natalie Sloan with 5 minutes remaining in this first quarter. New South Wales 14, South Australia 8.
Sloan has 10 goals from 12 attempts. So once again, Sloan performing well in this first 15 minutes, 4 3/4 minutes remaining. And New South Wales with a 6-goal lead.
Contact, wing defence.
Contact was on the wing defence. Sam Andrews.
Contact, goalkeeper, shuttle pass.
Interesting stat also, Simone, the penalty rate. South Australia's had 16 penalties called against them to New South Wales 8. So a lot of errors being made by the South Australians. 17 ticking over.
A lot of ball going to New South Wales. It shows on the scoreboard 15 plays 8 at the moment. Make that 15 plays 9 as Anna Colbeck keeps her 100% rate going. 7 from 7. Contact there against Bryony Thornley. Venice now on the attack for South Australia. Into Colbeck.
Contact, centre.
McCaffrey stands aside. Into Roberts. That one bounces in for Jackie Roberts. Back to 5, the difference. New South Wales 15, South Australia 10. And it really shows the big match players out here. Monica, you know that the nerves are gone now. They're into it and they're playing a good match.
Settle down somewhat. Roberts looks still a bit nervous for South Australia. Colbeck will have to lead by example. South Australia have Sam Andrews, who's currently at the Institute of Sport on wing defence. So she's had a few touches later in this quarter.
Anna Colbeck, 8 goals at a success rate of 100%. She's had 2 penalties and no rebounds. So quite a good first quarter for Anna Colbeck, the captain for New South Wales. South Australia, that is.
New South.
The ball is with New South Wales at the other end of the court as we see Natalie Sloan there on screen. Jostling for good position. She comes out of the circle. Working with a wing attack, but no options. Back to Gilsenan in the wing defence. Thornley onto Sloan, but she mishandles, so South Australia now coming away with it. Bit of an off-target ball there to Kelly Venice, and she couldn't handle it.
New South Wales running with the same starting 7 that they finished off against Victoria yesterday. Doyle was named in a goal attack for New South Wales, but Adamson came on in the last quarter, and that seems to be the way Coach Maria Lynch has gone with this New South Wales side.
Sloan.
Contact, shuttle pass.
Both defenders now stand aside. Sloan will have an open shot at goal. And that one just drops in for Natalie Sloan. When your luck's in, your luck's in. And with over 2 minutes remaining in this first quarter, 16 plays 11. Quite a healthy lead for New South Wales in the opening stanza of this final. Colbeck now on to Roberts. Good pass off. Colbeck with the solid goal, keeps them in touch. New South Wales 16, South Australia 12. A couple of worried faces in the crowd, but there's a long way to go in this match so far.
Contact, goalkeeper, penalty pass. Advantage contact in defence. At the edge, yes.
Ballers with New South Wales, Thornley. Into Adamson. Nice goal from Kelly Adamson. She's got 5 from 7 so far. Difference back to 5. Colbeck.
Contact, centre.
Contact is against McCaffrey. Roberts now for South Australia. Jackie Roberts with the goal for South Australia. 4 from 6 for her, 66%. Anna Colbeck, 9 from 9 at 100%.
Good matchup between McCaffrey and Venice in this first term. McCaffrey also with the Sydney Sandpipers, Venice, as we've mentioned, with the Ravens, and both the same height. So a lot of work around the circle defensively and in attack by both of those players.
Under a minute remaining in this first quarter of the under-21s final. As that one just bounces off the iron and bounces in for South Australia. The lead being whittled away back to 3. If they're quick, they can get another one in before the quarter break.
And if they're quicker still, they can make it a turnover and get another one again off New South Wales.
Monica, I think your South Australian colours are showing. 20 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Difference now only 2, 17 plays 15. New South Wales with the ball. Timekeeper is out of her chair, so they'll have to be quick. No real options and an intercept. Monica's picked it from South Australia, but they'll have to move swiftly down court. But in fact, they haven't made it in time. That is the end of the first quarter. A great one from both teams. New South Wales 17, South Australia 15. We've got a great contest on our hands here at Etsa Park. Let's take a look and see how both of these teams made it through to today's final. The South Australian under-21s were expected to dominate early, and they didn't disappoint their fans. Jackie Roberts and Anna Colbeck were rock solid in the circle, at one stage shooting their team to an 8-goal lead. The defenders weren't to be outdone by their goalers though, restricting the Western Australian opponents to just 17 attempts at goal in the first half. By the half-time break, the number 1 seeds were demolishing their opponents 44-12. In the third quarter, tough defence put extra pressure on the WA youngsters. Shooters Lisa Wilkinson and Shannon Satori only managing 6 attempts each, and with only a 42% success rate, the South Australian lead blew out even further. At the break, the difference was 39. Going into the final quarter, most spectators were wondering just how large the final margin would be, and they didn't have long to find out. Scanlon and Heinrich kept their success rate in the high 60s, and good anticipation from the South Australian midcourt allowed the home team to destroy their opposition. South Australia into the final after a 70-22 victory. Semi-final 2 saw New South Wales take on Victoria, and it was New South Wales who took control early. Great defence had been the order of the day, and the Blues continued the trend, restricting Victorian goalers Chatfield and Waller to just 11 attempts in the first term. At the quarter break, the Blues were out by 9. Victoria launched a comeback in the second quarter, China Neal making a difference in goal for the Vics, her 70% success rate reducing the difference to 5. By the third term, the Victorian momentum had increased, Neal on a roll shooting 13 from 13 and taking her team to a 2-goal lead. With a finals berth in the National Championships up for grabs, both teams came out firing in the final 15 minutes. New South Wales got some early goals on the board and levelled the game, and from there the lead seesawed. With minutes remaining, the game was anyone's, but some pressure goals from New South Wales shooters Natalie Sloan and Christy Adamson made the difference. Sloan shooting 11 from 12 and Adamson's 4 from 5 to lead their team to victory. Final score New South Wales 51, Victoria 47. Well, Well, there's a South Australian huddle. Margangove in the middle of it all. I'm sure she had plenty to say at quarter time. Her team behind by 2 at the moment. But at one stage, that lead was out to 5 in the first quarter, Monica.
Yeah, slow start from South Australia, but again, they've had the quieter run coming into this grand final. The pools as such worked in favour of New South Wales with a tough game against Victoria.
Kelly Venice with the first centre pass of the second quarter.
Defending off court, goal defense.
Stats there, South Australia, 4. Roberts, 75%, 6 from 8, 90%. Colbeck, New South Wales, Sloane, 85%. Adamson, 71%.
South Australia with the first goal of the second quarter. Brings that difference back to 1. 17 plays 16. New South Wales on the attack.
Vantage contact, wing defense.
Thornley into Sloane.
Obstruction.
Obstruction on Wannop. Sloane with the goal. 13 from 15, Natalie Sloane.
Good matchup there with Sloane and Wannop, both standing at 183 centimetres, and a lot of experience as well with Penny Wannop, 19 and under, South Australian side, making her debut here for South Australia this afternoon in this grand final game.
Free pass to New South Wales, has them on the attack again. Gerard into McCaffrey. Adamson across the circle. Andrews, good work there. Read it well. Andrews to Poynton. Out to Venice. McKinnon.
Oh, great take.
Really good work there from Monia Gerard for New South Wales. Here she is again. High, long ball into Sloane. Shot short, though, from Sloane. And it was good effort there from Penny Wannop to come away with the ball. Poynton now. McKinnon. Out to Venice. Looking for an option.
Contact, goalkeeper. Shot or pass.
Stephen stands aside.
Moving off. Shot or pass.
She'll take it again.
Goalkeeper was moving in with Jackie Roberts, which is not allowed. She must stand in the position of the penalty. Roberts can take the chance of the post by moving in closer.
18 to 17, New South Wales just ahead at this stage by 1. Contact in the centre third, so Gilsenan for New South Wales. Penalties, 24 to 21, South Australia. It's kind of got closer there in the second quarter. It was quite a blowout in the first quarter for South Australia. Intercepts, 3 for South Australia, 6 for New South Wales. 11 all in the turnovers. As we say, a bit of a spill, and unfortunately offside for Jamie McKinnon.
It was unfortunate because in the replay here, Poynton had eyes on the ball, came out strong, tapped it on. Roberts just fumbled and went. That wasn't Roberts, sorry, it was McKinnon into the goal circle.
New South Wales now. Adamson had to go back outside the circle. Sloane was making her way back in. Uses McCaffrey well. Back to Adamson. Nice goal there from Kelly Adamson. She's got 6 on the board now. That lead back to 2, but South Australia with the centre pass.
Construction goal third.
Intensity has quietened down somewhat. South Australia look to be moving wider of the court, using the sidelines and perhaps trying to drag Colbeck and Roberts through the middle.
That one
called, yes.
That one goes against Jackie Roberts, so an unfortunate turnover there from South Australia. They had the chance to bring it back to just a 1-goal difference, but now New South Wales, let's see what they can do. Gilsenan onto Gerard. McCaffrey uses Adamson. Back to McCaffrey. High ball again into Sloane. They're using that well, New South Wales. And Natalie Sloane's doing the right thing at the other end once she gets the ball. 14 goals for Natalie Sloane. Success rate of 82%. 2 penalties and 1 rebound.
New South Wales versus Victoria yesterday saw the Victorian defenders start to double team Natalie Sloane because she was the thorn in their side, and perhaps South Australia may look to do that here this afternoon with Poynton and Wannop paying more attention to Sloane because she is really hurting South Australia. As too is Gerard. She's taken some great intercepts early in the second term, had a few good touches in the first.
A few passes just going astray for South Australia at the moment. Gerard now with the ball for New South Wales. McCaffrey and Venice. Quite a solid contact there in the middle of the quarter of the third. Sloan with the goal. She's a little unstoppable at this stage, Natalie Sloan. On a real roll.
15 from 18.
That lead has climbed back out to 4 again. Happens without you even realising it. Colbeck at the other end, trying to bring it back to 3. That one off target, bounces over the baseline. So with 10 minutes remaining in the second quarter, New South Wales 21, South Australia 17.
New South Wales with more shots, 26 attempts. South Australia with the 22, so 4 more attempts at post for New South Wales.
Venice with the contact. Sloan, quite a distance out. Clangs off the iron, off the rim of the net. And South Australia come away with it. Poynton. Onto McKinnon. Searching, finds Colbeck. Back to McKinnon.
Good work defensively at the moment from the New South Wales outfit. Gerard and Stevens making it hard work for Roberts and Colbeck, and Roberts missed an easy one, but Colbeck seals it for South Australia. 18 plays 21.
Adamson into Sloan. She gets another chance at it, Natalie Sloan. Makes no mistake with the second attempt. But she's looking pretty casual, pretty comfortable at the moment. 22 plays 18. South Australia now, let's see what they can do. High ball kind of goes astray, but McKinnon manages to bring it back in. Colbeck now with the ball.
Goalkeeper. At the top, keeper.
Roberts for South Australia. That's a better shot from Jackie Roberts. 9 from 14 for her. New South Wales 22, South Australia 19. McCaffrey onto Adamson. Sloan back to McCaffrey. She's having a great battle with Kelly Venice this afternoon.
Contact, keeper, pass or shot.
Sloan turns around, lines it up. Just a little long, the shot from Natalie Sloan. So the shooters not quite as accurate in this second quarter as they were in the first. As we see great moves from South Australia.
Oh, well finished off there from South Australia. And that was all due to Fiona Poynton. She took the rebound. And as Venice, McKinnon's involved. Back to Venice. Good move there. Roberts moved on cue, had the space, made the shot.
The atmosphere had really died down a little in the first part of this second quarter.
You could feel it, couldn't you?
You could. Now the crowd are a little, they're back into it. There's only one the difference now. New South Wales 22, South Australia 21. And all of a sudden the intensity on court has just picked it up a little notch.
Holding, wing defense.
That's the sense of perhaps South Australia assuming that it was going to be an easier run up against New South Wales, but they are performing very well.
Natalie Sloan steps in, and just a little long again. Sloan, the last couple of shots been a little long. South Australia on the fast break down the court. Roberts.
Contact, shuttle pass.
Stevens stands aside. Roberts levels it up. 7 minutes to go in this second quarter. The crowd get into it. South Australia 22, New South Wales 22.
South Australia with 29 attempts at the moment. New South Wales 30, so they are having a better look at the post. Turn there from McKinnon. Venice backs her up well.
Great work from McKinnon. Into Colbeck.
Contact, goal defense.
Roberts is standing taller here in the last few minutes of this quarter. She's really taking control. Colbeck's passing off well to her, just placing it.
She's working hard too. If she misses the first attempt, she's right in there fighting for the ball. Jackie Roberts 13 from 19 so far in this match. Sloan, we've seen Adamson went down, hit the pole in the circle, but Sloan's got the ball back. Misses, but tough work to regain possession and get that one in, Natalie Sloan. She's missed on her last couple of trips down court, so that'll be a good one for her. 23 apiece in this match. This is what finals netball is all about.
Contact, shuttle pass.
Good pass off there from Roberts. She had body position ready to shoot. Saw the advantage of Colbeck to the post, but in the end it was a penalty goal for Jackie Roberts. South Australia take the lead. 24 plays 23.
McCaffrey onto Adamson. Sloan behind McCaffrey. She turns around and regathers. Great work there from Penny Wannop, but it's been turned over again to New South Wales. Heavy contact between Wannop and Sloan.
Venice passed off quickly to Wanup, who didn't have eyes on the ball. She was looking down court.
We're going goal for goal here at Etsa Park between New South Wales and South Australia. It's 24 apiece.
Replay here. There's Wanup with the defensive move, which was contact, but she missed the actual pass from Venice.
Venice and Colbeck working in the circle. Short Colbeck with the shot. New South Wales come away with the ball. Stevens onto Gerard. Gilsenan back to Gerard. Thornley goes through Sloane's hands. Turnover to South Australia.
Contact, wing defense. Vantage leaving, wing.
Penalties there. 35 penalties, South Australia. New South Wales have caught up somewhat, 32.
Intercept South Australia 5, New South Wales 8. So turnovers 17 South Australia, New South Wales 16. So very close match we've got here. Of course, the score 24 all at the moment. New South Wales in possession. McCaffrey into Adamson. Nice goal there from Kelly Adamson. Takes her team to the lead once more. New South Wales 25, South Australia 24.
Adamson only missing 2 to date, 7 from 9.
Great work there from Thornley on the fly. She was sailing out of court, managed to get it back to Sloane. The crowd don't really like it. They think it's come off a Blues hand last.
There it is, Thornley pushes it out. Wanup did well to keep her body position upright, not cause the contact. There it is.
The goal has been scored by Kelly Adamson for New South Wales. 26 now, plays 24.
Oh, Colbeck picks up a contact. 24-26 at the moment. Oh, Sloane. Great positioning there from Natalie Sloane. Does it well for New South Wales. Up by 3 at the moment, New South. 24 plays 27. Off hands. South Australia with the goal line throw-in. Poynton is looking for a long throw. Lets it go, Andrews. Doesn't let her down. Needed more push there, Roberts. Moving a bit too late for South Australia on that pass from Andrews. Thornley now. The Blues into attack. Good switch to the pocket, McCaffrey. Sloane with a smile on her face can almost see that, yes, there's plenty of space. I'll take it. Take my time. Adamson. Once again for New South Wales. So a good run here at the moment in the dying minutes of this second term. 2.5 minutes remaining. New South with a 4-goal break. 24 plays 28.
South Australia get it back to a reasonable margin. It's shot out again to New South Wales. 28 plays 24 as we see Sloane with the ball. Rolls off the rim. Contact is on Adamson. Wanup with the ball for South Australia.
Goal attack move.
Poynton. Out to Andrews. Works with Poynton. New South Wales defending as best they can. Andrews onto McKinnon. Venice now looking for a shooter in the circle. Roberts gets free. McKinnon into Colbeck. The goal is good for Anna Colbeck. 11 from 14 for her in this match so far. South Australia 25, but New South Wales with a 3-goal lead, 28.
There was a fumble there. Sloane ran out of court space. I thought it was caused by the umpire, but turnover went South Australia's way.
Colbeck. The crowd gets into it again. Anna Colbeck 12 from 15. That difference now just 2. 28 plays 26. South Australia with the centre pass through Kelly Venice.
It's been an even second term to date, Simone. 2-goal break at the first 15 and still 2 at the moment.
South Australia on the charge in the latter stage of this second quarter. It's exactly what they did in the first quarter. 28 plays 27. New South Wales with possession. Adamson. Sloane now. Back to McCaffrey. Adamson couldn't quite get free. Great defensive work in the circle from the South Australians.
Poynton didn't well. She really stuck to Adamson, didn't allow her too much space. Offside called. So reprieve for New South Wales. Leading by 1.
New South Wales out to 2 again, less than 1 minute remaining in this second quarter. 29 plays 27. Venice looking for an option, finds McKinnon. Colbeck doesn't like a position. No, turns around and shoots from 1 foot. Bounces off. New South Wales will have to be quick. Timekeeper is up. McCaffrey does some great footwork. Doesn't quite make it into Sloane. Good work from the South Australian goalkeeper, and in fact, that is time. Wait a minute. We'll just wait. Stacey Connell calling it back. Sloane's got the penalty or shot. She takes the shot, so New South Wales go into the quarter break with a 3-goal lead. 30 plays 27. What a great battle we've got on our hands here at Exeter Park in Adelaide, but this is just the start of the sporting action on ABC this afternoon. Let's cross now to Perth, to Clinton Gribus, who's got a look at the upcoming NBL match between the Perth Wildcats and reigning premiers, the Adelaide 36ers.
Yes, Simone, thank you. It is going to be a great afternoon of basketball. The defending champions, the Adelaide 36ers, starting their title defence here in Perth against the Wildcats team, which everyone is expecting to at least go to the semi-final round again this season in the National Basketball League, if not further, because they have the very tall addition of Paul Rogers into their lineup. They are going to be very tough. So it's going to be a great day this afternoon. It is the Wildcats' 500th match since joining the National Basketball League, so a touch of history as well, and a high noon start here local time in Perth for what should be a great summer of basketball. Well, joining me in commentary this afternoon is one of only 5 men who have been inducted into the National Basketball League Hall of Fame. Everyone knows him simply as the Black Pearl, Cal Bruden. Cal, great to have you on board. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you very much, Clint. It's very exciting.
What a game we've got to start with. The Wildcats coming up against the Adelaide 36ers. Couldn't be better, could it?
Couldn't be a hotter contest. Adelaide was definitely the more relaxed team last year. Went all the way through the finals after finishing second on the regular season. Then you're looking at Perth, a perennial top 10 team since the 1990s and possibly the team of the decade. So tonight's clash with the added spice of Rogers leaving Adelaide, come to Perth, I think it's going to make up for a good contest.
And the Adelaide 36ers side, David Stiff joining them from North Melbourne last season. They didn't lose anyone of note aside from John Riley going to West Sydney. They're a strengthened team, aren't they?
Yes, I think the backcourse might decide this game. Scott Ninnis retired. Of course, they got Donnell May and Brett Maher, who's done all the damage that the Wildcats in the past final series. But then again, you got Perth missing out on Ricky Grace and then Greg Smith now. So it'll be interesting to see how the new fella, Sidney Goodman, steps up, and also Alan Black's son, Stevie Black. I believe he's in the lineup.
Yes, it promises to be a very exciting day. So the Wildcats against the Adelaide 36ers, that's our match for you this afternoon. The NBL Game of the Week live here on the ABC. Tip-off, Simone, less than 1 hour away.
Thanks very much, Clinton. Looking forward to that. I have with me at the moment the venue manager here at Exeter Park, Adam Sachs. And Adam, this is one of the big tests for the venue. How do you feel it stood up?
I think it stood up really well. I've been really impressed with how I guess the players and officials have been able to use sort of the myriad of facilities that we have here on site. And I think everyone's generally fairly happy with what they've found when they've arrived in Adelaide.
I guess it doesn't matter how much planning goes into it from the architects and engineers' point of view. It's not going to be 100% right. What problems have you fingered?
I guess there are little things that are sort of, as you said, unforeseeable. We would have liked a little bit more clearance around the courts and bigger change rooms and all of those sorts of things. But when you're working to a fairly tight budget, you can only do so much. And I feel that the design team and the development team here on site at Exeter Park have done an excellent job in giving us as much as they could for the money that we had at the time.
Well, behind you is one of the biggest movable stands around. How's that stood up?
The big stand, the retractable stand that was manufactured locally here by Acromat, has been excellent value to us. Certainly given us flexibility in terms of the events that we can run here at Exeter Park and the different formats that we can run the stadium, which means then that we are able to host a whole range of events other than just netball events.
And finally, Adam, with an eye on 2000, you're actually taking bookings from visiting sporting teams who want to come here and train for the Olympics.
We've had somewhere between 10 and 15 different visiting teams who are coming through looking for facilities that might be suitable for sports like aerobics or rhythmic gymnastics, table tennis, wrestling, judo, any of the other sort of combative sports. And at this stage, we're working fairly closely with the state government here in South Australia to make sure that we secure a booking for the 2 or 3 weeks leading up to the Olympics in 2000.
Well, Adam, keep up the good work. An exciting time ahead.
Thanks, Steve.
Simone, back to you. Third quarter, not far away.
Thanks very much for that, Steve. Team statistics for the first half. Penalties relatively even, 38 for South Australia, New South Wales 35. Intercepts 5 more to New South Wales, they've got 10, South Australia just with 5. Turnovers even again, 21 for South Australia, 19 for New South Wales. The attempts, it's been even Stevens here at Etzer Park in Adelaide. 38 attempts from South Australia, they've converted 27 of those. New South Wales 40 attempts and they've converted 30 of those. So the score here coming into the third quarter, New South Wales 30, South Australia 27. We're ready to get underway for the third quarter. McCaffrey for New South Wales takes the first pass of the third quarter.
Stats
There for Roberts, South Australia, 12 from 16, 75%. Colbeck, 68%. New South Wales, Sloan, 71%. Adamson, 10 from 12 on 83%. So the better shooting for the second term coming from New South Wales.
Both coaches relatively happy with their team lineups at the moment. The only change we've had for this third quarter is Jackie Roberts and Anna Colbeck have swapped positions in the goal circle. Great hustle from South Australia. McKinnon, that one sails over the baseline. She was looking for either of her shooters at that stage.
Roberts was caught behind Gerard flat-footed, and I wonder whether coach Marg Ango for South Australia has made that move to perhaps create more versatility, more movement, because Roberts is that type of player. Colbeck tends to be more the stationary focal point to put the high ball up to.
Gilsenan and Gerard working. Adamson way out of the circle. McCaffrey, long high ball into Sloan. And in fact, the contact has gone against Natalie Sloan. So good defensive work there from South Australia, but immediately a turnover. Thornley now for New South Wales. Into Adamson. Across the circle to Thornley. Back across to McCaffrey. Can't find an option inside the circle. Now they do. They find Adamson. All net for Kelly Adamson. 11 goals for the match so far from her from 13 attempts. 31 plays, 27. The difference is 4.
Contact, goal attack.
Bit of a bear hug there from Kelly Adamson for her opposite number.
So at the moment, South Australia trailing by 4 and making the mistakes early in this third term.
Both teams rather unsettled in this third term. Maybe it's sinking in how important this match is.
I'm very impressed with that, Monia Gerard, and I know you may go on the defence angle again, because I am an ex-defender as such, but she has really produced some good touches for New South Wales, and she's driven hard onto the ball and just always seems to be there, the backup.
No, I agree. She's having a great match so far. It's good work from Wannop. She got a touch to it, but it comes back into New South Wales' hands. Sloan took a look at the umpire there, got the call that she was looking for, and gets the goal, Natalie Sloan. 21 from 29 attempts. New South Wales out by 5 now in this third quarter.
Oh, Andrews did that well. Eyes on the ball, kept her body in position, takes it again. Good value for money at the moment, Sam Andrews, and it's a silly mistake there with a step by Jamie McKinnon.
Turnovers winning the statistics so far in this third quarter. New South Wales advance it quickly up the court. Adamson. Turnovers 24 to South Australia, 22 to New South Wales, as we see Sloan in and out for Sloan. So South Australia through Wannop. Good move down court from South Australia. Great hands there from Gilsenan. Good anticipation. Across to Gerard.
Contact,
McCaffrey.
wing defence.
The contact's being called on Andrews.
Where the wing defence is.
Gerard.
Obstruction.
McCaffrey. It's for an auction. Finds Adamson. McCaffrey goes back to Gilsenan.
McCaffrey being given a lot of space there in centre. Venice seems to be dropping back on the top of the circle to assist Poynton and Wannop with the pass into the goal circle.
Sloan.
Push, wing defence, penalty at the top.
The access to the circle doesn't seem to be quite as easy as it was in the first 2 quarters for New South Wales.
That's what I suggested there, Simone. I think that perhaps also Marg Angove has asked for Andrews and Venice to go back onto the circle to almost create a zone effect, so it makes it hard for the ball to go into the circle and pinpoint the 2 shooters in Adamson and Sloan. Venice Colbeck's out of the circle now. McKinnon makes sure of that pass. Colbeck, mid-range shot, puts it in for South Australia, and that's their first shot here in this third term, and we've played almost 4.5 minutes. 28 plays 33.
McCaffrey for New South Wales. Into Sloane. Heavy work from Wannop. Sloane has to take it from a fair distance. She's off target. So South Australia now, heavy contact there from McCaffrey. On McKinnon.
McCaffrey could do little else. She could see the passage of the ball coming her way and was just out of position. Picked up the contact.
Just off target there for South Australia.
Back here.
The ball comes back for the contact. It's on Stevens, so South Australia retained possession through Colbeck and the goal.
I thought Stevens had good body position there. She had front position, and she was keeping the shooter behind her. Replay here. Roberts. Almost same position for Jackie Roberts, taking another shot for South Australia. So 30 plays 33. Good comeback here in this third term by SA.
Back within 3 again, South Australia. So just as you think New South Wales are getting on with the job, South Australia come back with a surgence.
Go attack.
One up now for South Australia. Poynton. Andrews back to Poynton. McKinnon.
Wing attack.
Contacts on Thornley.
Deflection late in the attempt. Time being taken there by Jamie McKinnon. Problem looks perhaps to be a finger as such.
Yes, physio Jennifer Cook there, just taking a look at what it could possibly be. Gives both teams a chance to huddle up, have a chat.
I look at the replay here as McKinnon goes in. Thornley, perhaps a fraction late, yes, and it was the left finger. Looks to be a problem. Coach Margangove.
Plenty to say, gives both coaches an opportunity to have a chat to their teams. With 3 the difference, 8 minutes 54 remaining in this third quarter. It's 33 plays 30. Margangove, plenty of experience on board, and in fact used to coach the South Australian national team in the 80s.
I look at the entourage for South Australia, Simone, and I see Coach Margangove, assistant coach, apprentice coach Chris Ebert, and then also manager Linda Probert. But we've got a physio, Jennifer Cook, that's attending to Jamie McKinnon. We've also got an assistant physio. So
don't say that this isn't a hard-fought tournament. They definitely have their entourage here. New South Wales, I'm sure they have a similar entourage. They're making their way back down court as South Australia have a final cheer.
Wing attack.
Seems that the finger's okay, although she's still waving it about. Jamie McKinnon. She's back into it straight away though. Roberts back onto Venice. Oh, great intercept and good work there from Gilsenan.
Pass was never on for South Australia. Gilsenan had it covered every inch of the way.
Adamson onto Sloane. Sloane's gone a little flat in the last couple of minutes. But Adamson is keeping up her end of the bargain. Natalie Sloane, 21 from 31 at 67%. Kelly Adamson, though, 13 from 15 at 86%. So working well together, the shooters for New South Wales. 34 plays 30. Touch there from McCaffrey, but it still remains with Roberts for South Australia.
Contact, keeper, pass or shot inside. Where the keeper is,
so I think in that second term for just a few brief moments, South Australia has been in the lead, but New South Wales once again ensuring that they make hard work of it here this afternoon for the Crow Eaters.
Gilsenan.
Goal attack.
Contact is on Roberts.
Sam Andrews, I think, Simone. Yes, Andrews was out. Okay.
30 centre obstruction.
New South Wales now. Adamson from a long way out. Swish for Kelly Adamson. That's a lovely goal. Takes the team back out to 5. Or out by 5. Good work there from Wannop from South Australia. Colbeck. Dishes off to Roberts. And a steadying goal for Jackie Roberts. And a Colbeck 14 from 19 at 73%. Jackie Roberts 17 from 25 at 68%.
So the shooting stats going down for Colbeck. She was holding 100% there
next to
for
the keeper, next to her.
first term and good part of the second term. The ball with Anna Colbeck passes off unselfishly to the better position. Roberts right under the post. South Australia trailing by 3 at the moment. 32 plays 35.
Plenty of nervous people here at Edsa Park this afternoon. McCaffrey onto Sloane, crossed the circle, was trying to find Thornley. Last off South Australian hands.
New South.
McCaffrey's taken a fall in the background, but she's got up. She seems to be okay. Adamson. Ooh, that one was a little long.
Advantage obstruction.
Oh, from my perspective, that looked like a foot on the line there from the centre Venice. But it hasn't been seen that way. She did well then to keep it in court if that was the case. South Australia now on the attack.
Oh, well done. Monia Gerard once again kept body position well, turned the shoulder out and took the intercept, pushed it in front of her and pushed New South Wales forward.
Causing centre at the top.
Very clear call there from our umpire, Michelle Pippard. Thornley onto Sloane. Sloane making her way back into the circle. Good movement. And a good goal at the end of it for Natalie Sloane. New South Wales out by 4. 36 plays 32. Great battle we've got on our hands here at Edsa Park.
South Australia really hugging the sideline, giving themselves much room to move, but expecting both the shooters perhaps to come through the middle.
Contact, defence, obstruction, both out.
And it drops in there for Jackie Roberts. New South Wales 36, South Australia 33. New South Wales with the centre pass, McCaffrey.
Push, wing defence, penalty.
Crowd doesn't like it, but it goes against Sam Andrews. 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. 36 plays 33. Adamson.
Contact, shot or pass.
Contact called on Wannop. The crowd thought it was a great move. Sloane, good ball into Adamson. Adamson does well. 37 plays 33, that difference back to 4.
McKinnon looks to be okay with that finger. Roberts takes it well. Good drive to the post. Good timing as well from Jackie Roberts. 20 from 28, South Australia 34, New South Wales 37.
Turnover to South Australia. It's what the crowd want. Want it. Onto Venice, looking for an option. Roberts.
Obstruction, wing.
McKinnon with the ball, floats one into Roberts.
Contact, goal defence.
Contact is on Gerard, just stand aside.
Yep.
And Roberts with a nice goal there. 37 plays 35, that margin coming back down again.
Contact,
The
goal
seesawing
defence.
match we've got here. South Australia with the chance to peg another one back.
Oh, silly pass there from Point, and she really did wind the arm up and let it go. She had a few options in front of her, short options and safe options, but Wannop makes amends. There's the pass from Poynton, and there was McKinnon right in front of her and not used.
A couple of passes going astray here as that one sails over the head of Roberts. Stevens for New South Wales will bring it back in from the baseline.
Contact, wing attack.
Contact on McKinnon. Stevens to take it for New South Wales. Gilsenan onto Thornley. Back to Gerard. Looking for an option, New South Wales. Gilsenan. Thornley finds Adamson a long way out of the circle. Thornley has to go to Sloane. Sloane intercepts. Venice intercepts, but she was offside.
Contact, wing.
Sloane gets on with it quickly.
Obstruction, keeper.
That one goes in for Natalie Sloane. She just keeps her team ahead by 3. 38 plays 35.
Advantage, breaking goal attack.
South Australia really playing the catch-up netball here at the moment. New South Wales tending to pull away on occasions,
Wing
and
defence, penalty
South
pass.
Australia with a lot of hard work ahead of them. 3 the difference.
Shoulder, goalkeeper, shot or pass.
Just under 2.5 minutes remaining in this third term, so we have got a good scene set for the last 15 minutes, Simone.
We certainly do. 39 plays 35, and Monica, we've said it often during the National Netball League. The third quarter is the crucial quarter for most matches. Anna Colbeck living up to her end of the bargain. 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. New South Wales 39, South Australia 36.
Came from off court, throw in.
Sloan from off court for that one, so it's a turnover to South Australia. Poynton out to Venice. Roberts.
Vantage, contact, defence.
McCaffrey, high ball over Colbeck.
Keeper, pass or shot.
Stevens in the air with
Step
the contact.
Yep, just there.
Colbeck with the shot. Anna Colbeck, 16 goals for her for the match so far. That lead back to 2 for New South Wales.
There's a drop there. Venice places it. Colbeck had the space. Stevens picked up the contact. The crowd getting a little frustrated here at Etsa Park with some of the stray passes. Thornley, oh, heavy contact there. It was unavoidable. Both girls went up in the air. Off balance. Very heavy between Sam Andrews. Oh, this is fairly nasty. Andrews goes up, goes over and goes down. She's struggling at the moment. Looks to be a bit wobbly on the legs. Yes, didn't have anywhere to land. Seems to have knocked her head. McCaffrey's okay. Adamson extends the hand and lifts her teammate up, but Andrews being attended there by physio. Sam Andrews just going to take the whole 2-minute injury time, as she should, to regather her wits, have a bit of a drink. She's got a smile on her face. That's good to see. Penalties have blown out again in this match. We'll just take a look at some statistics while Sam gets herself together. 59 for South Australia now compared to New South Wales 47, giving away some possession there, the South Australians, as Andrews makes it back to her feet. No, she doesn't. She sat back down again. So this is what's happened to Sam Andrews. She's gone up to the pocket. She's gone to intercept, but McCaffrey was in space where she wanted to land, and first she went over the top of her and, yes, does hit her head on the fall. Quite a spectacular leap there. She's given it her all. We can be flippant because it looks like she's okay. Marg Angover's told her to take the full 2 minutes, stay seated. And there's a few changes happening on the South Australian bench. Pick them up for you as soon as we can. Andrews. She's up to her feet for the second time. Let's see if she stays on her feet this time. She does. She's staying on. Oh no, she's removing it. So there is going to be a change for South Australia. Chapman has come on in the wing attack position for South Australia. Stephanie Chapman. Sam Andrews will take a seat.
Wing defence is out of play. Wing defence. All right.
So wing defence is out of play. McCaffrey with the ball. Adamson. Lovely goal from Adamson there. New South Wales 40, South Australia 37. Gilsenan. Thornley. Gerard. Back to Gilsenan. Chapman with the contact. On to Adamson. McCaffrey. Sloan way out of the circle looking for an option. McCaffrey into Adamson. Nice quick ball onto Sloan.
South Australia.
Good goal there from Sloan. 41 plays 37.
Into the last minute of this third term.
Hell.
And it is going New South Wales way at the moment, leading by the 4.
Wing
Gilsenan.
defence, contact,
McCaffrey puts it back to where the penalty occurred. Takes it once again from Gilsenan. Sloan quickly turns, gets the balance, misses the shot.
Goal attack.
Long way out there, Sloan, and they sandwiched the South Australian player, but South Australia on the attack. Timekeeper is up. New South Wales with possession. Another intercept called, but time has been called at the end of the third quarter in this match between South Australia and New South Wales. The score, New South Wales 41, South Australia 37. Well, fresh from leading the Aussies to a gold medal in Kuala Lumpur, Jill McIntosh is here at the Nationals, keeping an eye on Australia's up-and-coming netball talent. Jill has been kind enough to join our coverage this afternoon, and she's talking with Steve Rebillard.
Thanks, Simone. Yes, Jill McIntosh, always a keen observer at these Nationals. But, Jill, I wonder if I can take you, first of all, back to KL and congratulate you and ask you, where does that rank in your coaching achievements?
Thanks very much. It was just one of the most awesome experiences I think I've had. It's right up there with winning those world champs. And to come away with a gold medal, first one on offer for netball, was something very special.
Those naughty Kiwis are getting closer, though, aren't they? Do you feel that?
I think they've been getting closer over the last 2 years. They've got a young side that's been building since the 95 World Champs, and they're getting better and better.
And you've lost Simone McInnes to representative netball, a difficult person to fill.
Oh, look, Simone's just been the best wing defence around for quite some time, and yeah, her spot on the court is going to be very difficult, but we've got some young stuff coming through. Peter Squire's been in our squad now for a few years. Sharon Finnan's still around. We have Nicole Richardson working that wing D, so we've got a lot of talent to call on.
Of course, the next big one is Worlds next year. What's your program between now and then?
We have the Fisher and Paykel Cup. That's the one-off test against New Zealand end of February in the new stadium in Christchurch, and we're hoping to get 6 tests mid-year, 3 against England, 3 against South Africa.
Just going back again to Kale, it was a controversial game in some ways, and when Vicky Wilson went back on, there was a bit of a hoo-ha. Do you want to just rehash that for us about what happened?
Well, the rules allow when there is an injury called by the other side, I could make a change, and I could make any sort of change I wish, so I immediately brought Vicky on. Unfortunately, the New Zealand coach wasn't too aware of that particular rule, and she was quite mad at the idea that I was bringing Vicky back on, and she didn't fully understand the consequences of the rule. She now does.
And it's a reminder to everyone, isn't it, that coaches need to know the rules as well as umpires.
Well, if you have to know the rules of the competition you're playing in, and you have to know them backwards. And thankfully I had read the rules before the start of the comp and reaffirmed them with our umpire Maureen Boyle.
Well, Jill, a great competition looming here today as well, with South Australia to play Victoria. A quick tip for you for the winner?
I've said South Australia all week, and I'm not budging. I think they'll take the victory and end a great year for South Australia.
Thanks, Jill. Enjoy the day.
Thanks.
This is the championship quarter, the under-21s. It's the final quarter of the tournament. Who will be our champion? South Australia or New South Wales at the moment? New South Wales with a 41-37 lead. McCaffrey in the centre position for New South Wales. Time is called and we're away.
That's an obstruction wing.
Gilsenan. Adamson onto McCaffrey. High ball over to Sloan. That's there for third term, 16 from 21, and that's Anna Colbeck. She's moved position. She's on 76%. Roberts, 21 from 29, 72% for New South Wales. Sloan doing very well as far as putting the shots up. Not so well doing putting them in. 25 from 36, 69%, and Adamson 17 from 20. Much better shooter for New South Wales than 85%. Sam Andrews has stayed off the court for South Australia in this final quarter. We'll go through it. Oh no, she's back on at goalkeeper, so there's been a few positional changes. Sam Andrews at goalkeeper, Stephanie Chapman at wing attack, and Jamie McKinnon at wing defence. Penny Wannop has gone off to the bench, and whilst the wing defence position has the name of Dewhurst on her back, it actually is Stephanie Chapman.
Obstruction.
Well, there you go. They're trying to make it as difficult as they can for the commentators here in this particular competition, but we picked it. We're ahead of them here on the ABC. Adamson, New South Wales on the attack. Into Sloan, tough work. Against Andrews, in and out for Sloan. 43 plays 37, New South Wales. A 6-goal advantage. Time's called as Andrews just regathers the ball. And we're away again. I wondered what's wrong with Penny Wannop, because I thought she was having a few touches and a few good goes against Natalie Sloan, but Margangove always creative in making the moves. It's been tight for the entire match in the first quarter. 17 played 15 in the second quarter. It was out by 3, 30 played 27. They've increased their lead steadily, New South Wales, during the match. 41 plays 37. Difference of 4 in that third quarter. At the moment it's 43 plays 37. Out by 6, New South Wales. Can Sloan make it 7? She does. All net for Natalie Sloan. She encourages her teammate. 44 plays 37. Roberts onto McKinnon. Colbeck. Venice.
Starting obstruction, contact, goalkeeper.
Colbeck and Stevens having a good tussle there. Goes against Stevens, so Anna Colbeck lines it up. South Australian captain gets the goal for her team. 44 plays 38.
South Australia having to dig in here in this last 12 minutes just over this grand final game. New South Wales versus South Australia, 21 and under nationals here at the park. New South Wales losing at goal line throwing, going the way of SA, Poynton and Venice. Now Roberts all having a hand in moving it forward. Colbeck did the 180 turn, but the offload went the other way.
Stevens now. Contact on Roberts. Gilsenan onto Thornley. Floats it across to McCaffrey, drags it in. Looking for Adamson. Adamson does well.
Out of play, keeper.
And she shot well this afternoon, Kelly Adamson. 19 from 22. That's a great percentage for her.
Earlier in the call, we were making mention of the fact that Sloane really had the dominance in the circle, but Adamson has just been plugging away and has been there when Sloane's performance has perhaps gone off someone in that third term. Adamson picked up the pieces and is creating some problems for the South Australian defenders.
Great ball and great take from Sloane. Unfortunately, doesn't finish it off, but good work from her to regather that ball. Moves it in. Oh, doesn't get that goal either. And she's disappointed with herself, as she should be. Difference at the moment is 7. Greatest difference of the match.
Chapman onto McKinnon. Good attempt there from Gilsenan. She kept the pressure on. SA sideline. Stephanie Chapman, who plays for the Cougars netball team here in South Australia. McKinnon. Minute wing attack had a nasty knock to a finger at the third term, but seems to be okay. Colbeck was moved positionally from goal attack to goal shooter. The half-time break. Misses with that one, but she's got the second attempt.
She makes no mistake with it, Anna Colbeck. So with 10 minutes remaining in the final, New South Wales 45, South Australia 39. Out by 6, the Blues, as Sloane leads strongly. Contact on Andrews. McCaffrey bounces it through to Thornley. Back to Adamson. Great movement from Kelly Adamson. She gets the goal for her team. 46 plays 39. New South Wales bench is screaming encouragement to their teammates to hold on for this final 9.5 minutes of the match. Venice. Roberts. Into Colbeck. Pressure goal from Anna Colbeck. She keeps them in touch. Out by 6, the Blues. 46 plays 40.
Goal third.
Venice out of play. McCaffrey quickly. Adamson onto Thornley. Back again to Adamson. And the goal sits for New South Wales. So the Blues doing well here in this last quarter. 9 minutes remaining. 40 plays 47.
That was confidence from Adamson. She didn't even hesitate from taking it so far out, as Colbeck does the same at the other end. And the same result, Anna Colbeck. That was a great goal. 47 plays 41. New South Wales with the ball. Sloane. McCaffrey. Gilsenan onto McCaffrey. Into Adamson. She balks. And it drops in. 48 plays 41, 7 the difference, 8.5 minutes remaining in this finals match between New South Wales and South Australia as the ball is turned over to New South Wales.
Step coming from South Australia. Once again, Thornley's there, holds it up. Adamson.
Adamson with the ball. Tries to float it across to Thornley. Contact is on Venice. So Thornley on the edge of the circle for New South Wales. Tries to just drop the ball into Sloane. Andrews with the obstruction. Sloane with the goal. So both New South Wales shooters having a great time out on court. 27 from 42 for Natalie Sloane at 64%. She has picked up her rate in this fourth quarter. 22 from 25 for Adamson. Sloane turns around quickly. No need to take a look at that one. It's all net. 49, in fact, it's 50 plays 41. A 9-goal lead with only 7.5 minutes remaining in this match. New South Wales looking strong at this stage. This is somewhat of a turn-up, Monica.
Yeah, South Australia a bit short-shocked at the moment. came into this grand final with an easier run than New South Wales, and I think this game yesterday, the semis for New South Wales against Victoria, has really prepared them well for a hard game, and you can see that they've really worked in well on their forward line. Penalties, South Australia of 68, New South Wales 55. Intercepts there, South Australia with 7 less, H plays 15. Turnovers, SA 37, New South Wales 35. Much of a muchness there in the turnover stakes. Colbeck with the ball for South Australia. And that one drops in for her. Anna Colbeck, the South Australian captain. New South Wales 50, South Australia 43. It's a shot of almost a dejected South Australian crowd. They're almost wondering what's gone wrong here with the South Australian outfit. Oh, they're not done yet, the South Australians. Anna Colbeck, 21 from 27, 77%. Jackie Roberts, 23 from 32 at 71%. Heavy contact in the middle of the floor, just as you think it's all over Red Rover. Umpires have had good control as far as the contact goes. They have really been quite pedantic in picking up anything that looks to be too hard, too severe, and coming in late, which of course you would with the contact call. New South 51, SA 44. Oh, Gilsenan, the wing defence for the Blues, has gone down. She's twisted an ankle. She's kind of hobbling around. No, she seems fine now. McKinnon with the ball for South Australia. Urgency starting to come back into the South Australian lineup, as it should. Another goal for South Australia. They're on the way back. 51 plays 45. 6 goals the difference. Gilsenan, Adamson, McCaffrey. Back to Adamson.
Keeper inside, pass or shot.
Goes against Andrews, that call.
Where the keeper is.
Sloane will have the shot or the pass. She goes with the shot. Rims out, but she follows up. But it sails off her hands last. Turnover to South Australia. So Andrews in at goalkeeper in this last quarter, took a nasty fall in the third, came off. Works it back down, Poynton. Wanted the long option, and she's let a few of those go today, Fiona Poynton, and they haven't been good value for money. She needs to play more the percentage in the possession role, getting the ball into the forward line. Still 5 minutes remaining in this match. Plenty of time to come back. 51 plays 45. New South Wales with the ball. Gilsenan onto McCaffrey. Coming down the sideline, back into Adamson. High ball floats over to Thornley. Good ball. She works with Sloane. Heavily guarded, though, by Andrews, so she dishes off to Adamson. That's the first one Adamson's missed for a while. She turned her back on it, thought it was in, but in fact missed on that occasion. So South Australia now. 3 long passes into the forward line, and Colbeck drops that for SA. So 46 plays 51. 5-goal ball game. And South Australia have the centre pass, so another opportunity for another goal. Roberts from way out. Oh. Confidence from Roberts, and it's what she needs to show at this point. That was a fairly casual shot at a crucial moment. They had to score that goal, and they did. And listen to that crowd. They've come alive as Andrews flies through the air. Call goes against her, though. Here we see Andrews comes in just a fraction late, picks up the contact. And once again, Andrews over the shoulder of Sloane. The offside call is against Chapman, I think that was.
Vantage offside, centre.
Sloane for New South Wales, drops it in. It was a crucial goal for New South Wales to get. South Australia were on a roll. 52 plays 47. 3.5 minutes remaining in the final. Roberts. Great work from the keeper. Oh, sensational work there from Amy Stevens. She had her name on that ball from the moment it left Roberts' hands. There's Roberts. Colbeck wasn't even in position to take it because Stevens was wearing her like tight knitted cardigan.
Over there.
Sure. New South Wales through Thornley onto Adamson. Lines it up. That one drops in for Kelly Adamson. 24 goals from 28 attempts. It's been a championship winning performance from Kelly Adamson this afternoon. Sloane goes through her hands. Crucial turnover. Andrews with the ball. Venice. Oh, once again, good work from New South Wales defenders. Thornley, look at the movement here of New South. They really can feel that they've almost won this championship. I know 2.5 minutes remaining. They have a 6-goal lead and they are playing with confidence. And Adamson is one of those ladies doing it well for the Blues. 54 plays 47, 25 goals there for Kelly Adamson. Success rate 85%. It's been a great understanding between Sloane and Adamson in the circle. Colbeck at the other end does the right thing as far as her team is concerned. 1:59 remaining in the fourth quarter, the fourth and final quarter. 54 plays 48. Sloane wastes no time in putting another one on the board. 55 plays 48. You can see the bench of New South Wales cheering in the background there. As time's called for the regathering of the ball, the bench can kind of feel that they're almost home here in this match. 1:37 remaining. They have a healthy 7-goal lead. Thornley, McCaffrey. That goes past everybody. Sails over the baseline. And Andrews will bring it in for South Australia.
Holding wing.
Venice. McKinnon looking for an option. Colbeck on to Venice. Colbeck working well and getting the goal. Leonard Colbeck, 24 goals from 30 attempts from the South Australian captain. Perhaps it's too little too late though. 55 plays 49. As Sam Andrews almost wanted to join us in commentary here. Thornley with the ball. Into Sloane. Great work from Andrews, but Adamson gets it back, but Sloane throws it away again. Point and good work there for South Australia. Venice. South Australia on the charge. Hands in them from New South Wales, but Colbeck retains possession, gets the goal. 55 plays 55, the difference, but we're under a minute remaining here in the under-21s final at the Netball Nationals for 1998. Good work from McCaffrey, putting plenty of pressure on Venice. Roberts, that one's off target. Should get another shot. Under 10 seconds remaining in the final. The timekeeper is out of her chair. New South Wales will fittingly have the final centre pass of the match. They make their way down court. Time is called and New South Wales are our under-21s champions for 1998 at the Netball Nationals. Kelly Adamson, what a fantastic match she had. The score for the difference, New South Wales 55 over South Australia 51. As the New South Wales girls rejoice. It was a match that they came in as the underdogs, perhaps something that they didn't mind too much. Gilsenan there. And Gerard had a great game in defence, both girls. Amy Stevens came up with some fantastic plays in that final quarter. Natalie Sloane, the New South Wales captain. She was solid throughout the match. Gerard there celebrating with her coach. Plenty of hugs all round. Plenty of smiles. These girls have done it tough through the rounds. The crowd giving them a round of applause, which is fitting. South Australia, of course, rejected on their end. They haven't come away victors in this particular match. They've played well throughout the week. They've given the spectators some great netball to watch. But it's New South Wales who've come through the best. Great win in the end. Let's take a look at the team statistics. For the penalties, 10 more for South Australia, 74, New South Wales 64. That was a bit of possession that they've given away in that final quarter, I dare say, and allowed New South Wales to skip away. The intercepts, some great anticipation from New South Wales in their mid-court, 17 for them, 8 for South Australia. The turnovers, look at that, totally equal. 40 apiece for New South Wales and South Australia. Let's have a look at the attempts. 75 for New South Wales, 66 from South Australia. Quite a deal less there. The final score, 55 to 51. And Monica Lahm has the victorious captain, Natalie Sloane.
Thank you, Simone. Yes, a very happy Natalie Sloan. Well done, Nat.
Thank you. It's so good to do it. We've had a hard trot on the way in, and SA had a bit of an easy run on the way in, so we knew that we could do it. We had fought through the pressure the whole time, and I'm just so happy. It's my last year here too, so in the 21s. So
yes, you've done very well. You've had a great year, captain of the 21 and under Australian side, and now captain of this victorious New South Wales side. But all respect to South Australia, they really were the favourites because they were the title holders last year. This game today, you came in the underdogs, as Simone said, and you really did very well. Never at any stage did South Australia look like they were going to take it.
No, they do. They've got a wonderful lineup, excellent. Most of them have been in the Australian 21s team, so I mean, we always knew we could do it, but we knew it was going to be a hard run, so I'm just so ecstatic.
What did you work on? Anything in particular? Coach Maria Lynch, did she sort of want to shut down the vision to Colbeck? Defensively, you had Wannop as well as Poynton, and I thought that they would perhaps attack you more so.
Yeah, we had to, well, of course we had to shut down their attack all the way down the court and really work as a unit, and extensions of each other was our main objective of the game, and I think we did that quite well to keep the ball short and hang in there.
So a big party tonight, I suppose, for the 21 under New South Wales girls. A bit of damage here in South Australia.
Absolutely, they better watch out. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Congratulations, Natalie. Well done.
Thank you.
Well, Simone, you'd be very happy being the birthday girl and being from New South Wales as well. Over to you.
It was a great start to the day, Monica, indeed. New South Wales. That's Annie and my team. So Anne Sargent here, she's very happy with that result as well. Annie, the under-21s, that was a great game.
It was a superb game, and it was great to see the talent coming through. South Australia, I think, did go into it as favourites under the coaching of Margaret Angove and with the National League players in the line. But New South Wales wouldn't be shaken off. They wanted to go away with one title from the championships, and I thought particularly Nat Sloan very strong in leading her team. Also at the back, Munia Gerard, just a delight. I heard Monica talking about her, and she's just one to watch across the years to come, and Amy Stevens. So solid from the start were New South Wales, and I guess they deserve the victory.
It was a great opening match for our afternoon here this afternoon at the Netball Nationals. Our next match, South Australia come into it again. This time they're overwhelming favourites against